Yep, how's it going, guys? It's Friday. It's March 16th, 2018. So, weather's been nice past couple days. Ever since we got that last snow, and it was snowing on my way home from work. It's been like nice 40. So, 40 with no wind and the sun is out. That's like long sleeve shirt weather. So, jacket's preferred, but you don't need it if you're going out for a quick second. So I did the one stream. My dumbass brain does not know when to quit. I will come up with new ideas, but I will not finish the old ideas that I have going. So, like, I get inspired, I guess is the right word. Like, I'll be thinking about something, and it's like, oh shit, there's an idea there, there's a story there. And thinking about all the stories that I've done, I don't really have like non-genre, even though the genres are like mixed and matched and Frankenstein together sometimes. I don't have a character that's a person, that's personable, come to me, and that's not my strength, but that's the absolute, like, you can have like a tired plot, but if you have a great character, then okay, like people will take it. And it's like picking which leg you want to keep or whatever to stand on. You really want both. So I always come up with like visuals, like things that I would think would be cool to see, things that I would want to read, things that I would when I write in such a way that when I get the art, that's going to be the highlight of my day. And I'm questioning whether or not it's a good idea to do that, or because if I write for me, then other people like me will like it. So that's the logic, but and generally whenever I see someone's posting like this, I always tell them be you, because be you is what got you to where you're at. But I'm me, and like I have people that like my stuff, but like I don't have a goddamn audience. Part of it's because I don't do a good enough job promoting it, but I was always under the impression that if you do something awesome enough, just people talk about it because it's awesome enough, and it becomes its own thing for promotion. And unfortunately, I've never been able to make something consistently long enough, because everything I've done so far has been short stories. Like, it's been this 5-pager, this 10-pager, this 16-pager, this 20-pager, and I need to come up with, like, the longest thing I have going right now is Dogs of the City, and I've been trying to get that in my head as how I want it, because I could, like, the original trilogy idea was with Dogs was the Red Gorilla saga, the Winter War saga, and then the Graduation saga. That was the idea behind Dogs of the City, which I've retitled, by the way. So when you see my Twitter handle, MWKale, at MWKale, it'll say support Low Life's the graphic novel. I've had that for several months now, and I've been figuring out how I want to do a Kickstarter. And what I want to do is I want to write the scripts, I want to hand it off to the artists on the original stories, and what I want to do is get the pages broken down, and then go to Kickstarter and say, hey, I'm looking for a finishing artist, and these are the things I want to put in there. This is the story. And that's what I'd like to do. But there's a paralyzing fear that comes with having too many failed Kickstarters. Because I've done a couple for printing costs on books. I've done a couple, and I've only had one successful Kickstarter, and that was because one person decided, hey, here. And that person gets free drinks. Like, they never have to pay for a drink around me, as far as I'm concerned. So, because that one made a difference. That made a hell of a difference. So, I'm thinking about stories that are just continuing, just like bigger in scope, or like more things to draw in. I've been on this thing for a while. There's a thing I'm working on called Cutepocalypse. Cutepocalypse is a quarantine apocalypse story, in that the world got infected by the kawaii virus, and things became cuter and more cartoony. And as that happened, these people were quarantined in a quarantine zone, QT City. I'm not above puns. So the you have your typical, I shouldn't say typical, because it's a buddy cop in the sense that the person that partners up with the main heroine is affected, but he's not stage 2. Whereas the heroine is a carrier, as in she does not show any outward signs, but she's definitely carrying the virus. So I have these like stages of stage 1. It's like cuteness. Like, everything you do is in the pursuit of cuteness. Stage 2 is you become violent to anything that's not cute. Stage 3 is you become a chibi. And then stage 4, you have to read the story when it eventually comes out, but stage 4 is Super Saiyan to Goku. And when I say Super Saiyan, I'm saying like skip stage 1 where you just turn blonde and beat Frieza. I'm talking stage 2, Gohan, you beat the shit out of Cell, almost beside him. So, actually, you know what? I should use Frieza in this analogy. It works a little bit better. The cute virus is, like, if you're a carrier, you're Frieza, you're stage 1, you're small, tiny, or whatever. Stage 2, you get a little bit more violent, you get taller, you get bigger, and all that stuff. Meanwhile, you're still cute, or whatever. Stage 3 is chibi, and that one is like Frieza's like rip-off stage of the Xenomorphs, because everything in the 90s, I'm coming to realize, ripped off Alien and H.R. Geiger by extension. Then stage 4 would be like, all right, flip the script, all white, couple purple dots, go. And that's how the cute virus works in the story. And I didn't want it to be your typical survival zombie story, because that's what it could turn into really quickly. And I wanted it to be like a quarantine zone, like a post-war zone, where like supplies are limited. Like, I'm trying to get at something more, and maybe it's not the main character that I'm trying to show off, because like I'm a fan of Ayn Rand. Sorry if you guys hate her or whatever. Like, her attempts at making a philosophy didn't work, but the way she wrote her characters, her main characters, her heroes, like, they're ideas, they're infallible absolutes. But if you read Fountainhead, I'm gonna say this too: read the Fountainhead, don't read Atlas Shrugged. Like, everyone goes to Atlas Shrugged. I'm gonna tell you right now, Howard Rourke is a legitimate, like, I want to be like that guy, and then John Galt is not. But in Fountainhead, there's a character called Peter Keatings, and Peter Keatings is someone who's he does himself wrong, but he's also the things that like that happen around him, like when people help him out, they shouldn't have helped him out. When people don't help him out, that really fuck with his head. And it also provides a commentary on things, like on how people really like to help each other, but really it's just like trying to feel superior. And here's the other thing too: Ayn Rand really knew how to write about stupid people, like how stupidity works, how idiocy works, how like you see it more in Atlas Shrugged. That's what you really got to read Atlas Shrugged for, is just like understanding how stupidity works. So that's the one story I have going. And the other story I have going is, it's social horror. It's not Get Out, it's not anything like that, but it's as far as I'm concerned, the Twilight Zone, the original Twilight Zone, is superior to Black Mirror, even though Black Mirror has a better production value. And I'm not shitting on Black Mirror for anything. Like the episodes I've watched are well made and big budget and well written, but first episode I watch, guy is fucking a pig. The second episode I watch is John Hamm is a like, I don't know, a voyeur, like somebody who, and it was just like someone point me out to like a good, like, uplifting episode, because the Twilight Zone, like, as horrific as it was on some endings, they had much better variety. Like this one, these just hit Black Mirror hits way too close to home. Like, you know that the technology exists, and the mentality of, like, if we were to put AIs in our phones that can't leave our phones, all they do is like assist us or whatever, like, eventually there would be a slave uprising, because we treat our phones like shit. Like, how many times have you seen like a girl just like, or a guy, a kid, drop their phone, shatters into a million pieces, and imagine an AI is like, you motherfucker, you dropped me again, didn't you? Then the person's gonna be like, shut the fuck up, AI. So so Black Mirror just, like, it hits too close to home. Twilight Zone, even though it's universal stuff, like the era in which that they set it, like the black and white helps, like the score helps, the fact that they were shooting on sets, that there were some cheap elements to it. Like, it allows you to distance yourself just a little bit from it, and that's why I'm always going to like Twilight Zone better. So, alright. The thing I'm working on is, it deals with, like, if everyone starts, like, attacking your reputation and, the truth doesn't matter anymore. And there's a mystery to what I'm presenting, and the artwork I'm getting back is gorgeous. Just flat out gorgeous. So the idea with that one is either put it directly on, like, for sale, like skip print, or do a Kickstarter for print, or whatever. But that's the plan on that one. But like I said, it's a short story, and like some of my more bigger ideas, like, are out there. I'm screwing around with format too, because I want to show people that I'm smart and nothing does that, just doing everything differently and just doing things like doing diverse, catalog. Like, that's what I'm trying to get at. So the stories I'm coming up with are flat. I like to take things and just say mature versus non-mature. Like, not even mature, but just like Die Hard 1 is a mature piece of work. Die Hard 2 is not a mature piece of work. And I'm not saying it's immature or not mature, it's just like Die Hard 1, the original Die Hard, is this happens, so this happens. This happens, so this happens. Die Hard 2, it's like if a lesser effort was made on Die Hard 1, Die Hard 2 exists. And Die Hard 3 was great because, I love having Jeremy Irons in a movie as the bad guy, and a lot of stuff with Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis working together. That was good. So the first 3 Die Hard movies are legitimate good movies. Die Hard 1 is great. Die Hard 2 is not so great. Die Hard 3 is, it's a good buddy movie. Racially charged, people have to work together, all that shit. So Die Hard 4 wasn't great. The age was showing. It would be the worst Die Hard if it wasn't for Die Hard 5. So Die Hard 5 was like who gives a shit? We're gonna make a shitload of money. All right, Bruce Willis, drive a car throw a plane at them. That was the brilliant idea. I do appreciate the way that they made it. There's a couple of really good shots that I liked, but the biggest thing against Die Hard 4 is that it was a Die Hard 4, or not Die Hard, Die Hard 5. Die Hard, it broke the thing that they should never do, which every Die Hard movie, except 5, was supposed to be another movie. Die Hard 1 was a sequel to a detective movie that Frank Sinatra was in, where they just changed out, I don't even know if they changed it out. I think they just took everything that was in Die Hard and updated it because it was an older book. So did that, worked out great. Die Hard 2 was supposed to be another movie, so they just all right, this guy's John McClane, these are the bad guys, okay. Made that movie. Die Hard 3 was supposed to be another one. I want to say like Tears of the Sun was supposed to be a Die Hard movie, but Tears of the Sun ended up being a regular Tears of the Sun movie. Die Hard 4 was adapted from something, but it was also supposed to be another movie. So they just, all right, John McClane, here you go. Daughter, there you go. Throw in all that element, there you go. Die Hard 5, we're going to write it for Die Hard. And it was like, it sucked. Like completely got like ignored all the conventions of like the action movie. It's like where it's an everyday guy or he's all alone. He has no help. All that shit. Trying to think of what I watched this week. Tried to watch. You know what, screw it. I watched Justice League over this week, and I've been hearing a lot of commentary on the Warner Brothers universe, and I'm thinking to myself, if they would just commit to either being really bad or really good, it would be great. Every time you hear Warner Brothers has gone into extensive reshoots, that's when you know the movie's going to suck. And that's what hurt their chances going forward. Like, critically, I think it would have been a lot better if they just, like, not gone towards the middle. It's like, okay, we're going to make this movie. Great. Oh, shit. We don't know if it's going to be good or not. We don't think everyone's going to like this. So suits get involved, and then they fuck it up. And originally, Justice League was supposed to be 2 movies. We don't like this. We're too afraid. Okay. We're going to cut it in half, make it 1 movie, and then we'll just go from there. We're going to fire Zack Snyder, and we're not going to have any payoffs from any of the previous 3 movies that we had him make so that we could have things set up so like things made more sense in this one. No, we're not going to do it like that. We're going to bring in Joss Whedon, who we're going to do the exact same thing we're doing to Zack Snyder with. We're going to like not let him do things. We're just going to like get it done, get it out there, and if it sucks, it sucks. We'll make $1 billion. Oh shit, it didn't make $1 billion. Oh crap. Oh man, this movie universe thing idea, that's a bad idea. It's like, all right, fire everybody, bring in new people. Like the guy that makes the Insidious movies, bring him in here. He's in charge of everything now. Okay. And here's the problem that Warner Brothers has. They are too in love with the Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan model. And here's why I say that. The Christopher Nolan model, where we're going to go hardcore realism, and we're just going to have weird things, and we're just going to present them as matter of fact, that works if the things that you're doing are realistic. Okay, he drives like a tank-like vehicle. All right. His armor is kind of bulletproof. All right. We're doing great with Batman stuff. Secret Society in Tibet. All right, perfect. They walk around like ninjas, and it worked. It worked in Batman Begins, and it worked in Dark Knight, but because it was simple. The Joker, I like things that are cheap, like bullets, gasoline. He did everything with like set up like bombs, bullets, like things that are realistic, and like made things dramatic by just giving people choices. Then you get to Batman. It was like, all right, he turned every cell phone in the city into a spying device, and it's like, wow, that was outlandish, but someone could actually do that. Someone could really do that. Not turn it into a all right, guys, just to finish up that last thought before I got cut off. that thing from Batman, The Dark Knight, where Batman turns every cell phone into a listening device. The Wire kind of did that first, and they did it off of a real event, in that they knew a drug dealer, the city knew a drug dealer was using a payphone to make his calls, do his drug deals over the phone, and it was a payphone. So they couldn't figure out what payphone it was, because it could be any payphone. They got a warrant, and this took a lot of wrestling for legal issues, because everyone was like, how far are we willing to go with this? And they recorded every payphone conversation, or listened to, at one point, looking for this one guy. And so it's like, it has happened before. It's not, that's why I say it's not too outlandish. But anyway, Nolan's vision broke itself down when he got to Dark Knight Rises. Rises was too outlandish, too FU, because you know that there was some studio exec, like, had to have said, when they heard Bane's voice for the first time, it's like, you know, we can't understand a goddamn thing he's saying, right? Nolan was like, no, we got this, it's clear enough, like, Tom's talking in an accent, and he's got a mask on, and we don't know what the hell he's trying to say, but it's clear enough that we could just make it out. So Nolan's vision, and plus, like, Bane, as he was done, not bad. I mean, great visuals, like, good character and stuff, but it wasn't Bane. It was like Bane light. Like, as shitty as the Bane in Batman and Robin was, that was Bane. Like, if we could get like a combination of the two, where the steroids actually made the actor bigger, like visually bigger, and was as smart as Tom Hardy's version of Bane was, it would be a perfect Bane. So, all right, I don't have that much time left, because I just deleted some videos off my phone, and gonna give you guys my goals for the weekend. I'm gonna shoot some stuff for Project Spice, or Project Heat. I think Project Heat. Like, Project Heat comes to mind. So Project Heat, I'm gonna shoot some stuff for it. At the very least, I'm gonna try and make some of the like smaller shots work for it, and set up a couple things for it. I am absolutely going to do the Jessica Jones stuff. Like, I shot one of those, and my fate was it was that fat. It was like because the angle, like, I was looking at the camera. And all right, guys, peace.